Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, then a big hello from me and the piggies, including Penelope here. I mean, isn't she just the most adorable ball of fluff you've ever seen? Yes! So with all the changes around here, new piggies, new cage setup, I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to do a sort of virtual meet and greet with the piggies. And for those of you who don't know them that well, it's an opportunity to hear a bit more about their personalities and their stories, and just a bit of an update on how they're all doing as well. But first things first. So when I was planning what to do for this video, I went back and watched the first video that I uploaded in January 2024. And if you remember, in the background of that video was this sort of half demolished wreck of a room with the wallpaper falling off the walls and the big ugly radiator underneath the window. And I was sat in this same exact spot. And seeing that really did just strike me how much has happened in the last year. And even though it's all just one room and one guinea pig cage, it represents dreams and ambitions coming together, and I know that a lot of good is going to come out of this room in the content that we'll make for fellow piggy owners and new people who come along and want to own guinea pigs for the first time and experience all of those exciting first times with piggies. And the truth is that I couldn't do any of this without you. So thank you to each and every one of you who's followed the channel, watched the videos, enjoyed the videos hopefully, and maybe even learnt something new along the way. It really does mean a hell of a lot to me to be able to do this. I don't take anything for granted, and yeah, just a massive thank you from me and from the piggies. Enough of me getting emotional, let's get into this meet and greet, starting off with Phoebe. So Phoebe is now the sole senior member of the group after we unfortunately had to say goodbye to her sister Roxy in July last year. Phoebe is now 4.5 years old and she's a ginger Abyssinian cross piggy. And in the last 15 months, she's gone through a lot, including 2 operations, first to cure ovarian cysts and then to remove a bladder stone. Her first surgery also came with an unexplained consequence, which was that Phoebe lost the ability to urinate for herself. So I have to manually help her express her bladder. It's not often people understand when I say I have to help my guinea pig pee 6 to 7 times a day. But there is no alternative for us, and of course I am committed to doing whatever is needed to keep her comfortable and healthy. And at the moment Phoebe is doing fabulously, and that's what's important. She is still a sassy, dominant lady, second in command to Nacho, but she has softened a bit in her senior years, to the point where she loves nothing better than having a good old snooze in a blanket on my lap, with me safe in the knowledge that she won't pee on me. Moving on, and next in the list is 2.5-year-old Callie, a gorgeous crested Californian piggy that we adopted as a baby. She was born in the rescue from a large group of mistreated piggies that were being bred to supply the pet shop industry. As Callie was born to a severely malnourished mother, she and her brother were both very small, poorly babies, and her brother Asta unfortunately didn't make it. Callie's growth was then stunted again as she developed an abscess on her cheek, which had to be treated by antibiotics before she was ready to come to her forever home. But come home she did, and while she still might be small, Callie has no shortage of personality. She is below Nacho and Phoebe in the pecking order, but now has some babies to show who's boss. She is very intelligent and curious, and always very eager to perform tricks in exchange for pea flakes. She also has loads of energy and is bound to get zoomies at some point every day, and I'll see her running up and down the cage. She is also our chief squeaker whenever it's feeding time, and she's a massive cuddle bug and will not hesitate to snuggle down and fall asleep in a cozy bed or blanket. Next up we have the man of the herd, the lovely Nacho, who's recently been subject to several haircuts, prime suspect being Penelope. Nacho is an estimated 2 years old, and he is a Lunkaya piggy that was found abandoned by the side of a road by litter pickers. What a lucky little piggy he was on that day. On hearing his heartbreaking story, I offered him a forever home with my girls, on the condition that we had to get him neutered first. And like a lot of male piggies, Nacho has no fear. He is super confident around us humans, and the only thing that can spook him is unusual sounds, so I think he must have quite sensitive hearing. Nacho will bound up to the front of the cage for strokes, and he'll rumble with pleasure. He's still young and not that keen on cuddle time. We think he basically has massive FOMO of being away from the cage and his ladies, especially as he's also the boss pig, but rarely has to remind the others of that because he's super calm and relaxed with all of his girls, including the newbies. Speaking of which, Penelope first, as she was the one I first saw when I was rehoming them. On meeting her, I thought Penelope was going to be a shy little girl, but you know what? In the time she's been in the big cage with the larger herd of friends around her, she's absolutely flourished. In the beginning, I could see that she was watching the older piggies with intense interest when they were coming up to me and taking treats, and so she quickly realised that there was nothing to be afraid of. She will come up to me and take food and even let me stroke her in the cage when she just full on flattens out like a pancake pig. I see Penelope as a little social butterfly of a piggy. She always seems very polite around the others, knows just how to act, but still desperately wants to get close and be with them. But she also tries to respect their personal space at the same time. She's also starting to learn when food is on its way and does the most adorable little high-pitched weeks of excitement. On to Minnie, who in contrast to Penelope is a little braver and definitely more greedy. I knew that from the beginning when she took pea-flicks from me on the first day they came home. At first, Minnie caused a bit of trouble during the bonding as she was very wary of Nacho and got a bit defensive with him, meaning he had to show a bit of aggression towards her. And I think she's still a little unsure of the bigger piggies when they get too close, but she's just taking a bit more time to settle in to the herd dynamics, bless her. Minnie is very confident with me and has learnt from the others, just like Penelope did, that there's nothing to be afraid of, and she's already learnt to stand on her back legs for food, which is just super adorable. And she also does these little short squeaks for food, which are so cute, and she does enjoy strokes in the cage and during lap time. Her hair is super soft and her little paws are just the sweetest things ever. Both the new girls are doing so well, and it honestly makes my heart burst with happiness to see all of the piggies together and happy. I've never owned 5 piggies at once before, and the cage upgrade has been a long time coming, as you'll know if you follow the channel, so now I am just super excited to finish the rest of the room and create more fun and informative videos for you this year. I already have topics for January planned, but if you have any video requests at all for this year, then please let me know down in the comments. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and we're wishing everyone watching a happy new year and a healthy 2025 from all of us. We'll see you next week. Bye bye. I have no idea if she's gonna... Are you gonna sit nicely? You're gonna sit nice? I think you are. Yes? You did so well. That was your first time on camera. Properly with me, wasn't it? Yes? Oh, we're not happy. Oh, we're not happy.